topic of the hour, we've got breaking news overnight. A federal appeals court blocking a Texas immigration law that would allow the state to arrest migrants who cross into Texas, into the border illegally. The decision came just hours after the Supreme Court ruled that Texas can assume border security duties and arrest migrants who breach the border. I spoke with former U.S. Border Patrol Chief Ronald Vitiello on this program yesterday about the battle between the federal government and state government. Watch.
Texas is doing more to help protect our border and national security, homeland security, than any other entity except maybe the front line of DHS. And so this ruling by the court to stay the implementation of SB 4 is a setback for sure. But we all know that Texas is going to remain in this fight to protect us. And so we hope that this review goes quickly and the law that they prevail on the law.
Well, the appeals court was fast, Rebecca. It was just last night that we heard Dan Patrick, the deputy governor, lieutenant governor in Texas, saying we're going to start arresting people immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like that was a response to the Supreme Court. You know, I actually have to dive in, Maria, to the technical legal reasons. The Supreme Court, it wasn't a final decision. It was while the litigation is continuing, we feel that Texas has, they didn't enjoin them or prevent them from starting to enforce it. And now this appeals court has, which again, to go immediately against the USSC is very alarming, and we have to really understand why. But this is the election right here in a nutshell. This border, this is an invasion, and then on top of this new decision from a district judge yesterday, a district court judge stating about they are allowed to have weapons. You know, if you have 10 million people coming to your country, and now they can have the right to bear arms. Now we've got an armed potential. What else can we call it but an invasion?
Yeah, I mean, what you're referring to is an Obama-appointed Illinois judge ruling that illegal immigrants can own a firearm and carry a firearm. The judge saying that a federal prohibition on illegal migrants owning firearms is unconstitutional when applied to a non-citizen who has never been convicted of a violent crime. This is incredible, Adam. To me, this seems like insanity.
I understand why you say that, but I actually support that, and I'll tell you why. The right to bear arms is the law of the land. It's guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, as is freedom of speech, as is freedom of religion, as is a right to a fair trial and a jury by your peers. So if you support the Bill of Rights and all of the guarantees that sacred piece of paper ensures for Americans, and you respect it as the law of the land, you have to ensure it for everyone who is on this land. As awkward as that sounds, and I tell you why. If you say, yeah, but things have changed, and so we can't do it for this group right now because this immigration thing's crazy. Well, now you're actually chipping away at the cornerstone of this great country, and you can't do that because of circumstances in the moment.
So breaking into the country illegally is not chipping away at anything. We're talking about illegal.
These are separate issues. There shouldn't be illegals coming in across the border, but once they're here, they are in this land, and there are laws in this land guaranteed by the Bill of Rights, and you have to respect that out of consistency. They shouldn't be here in the first place, but that's a separate issue.
Well, it's unfortunately all these issues now are one issue because you've got illegal people from foreign countries coming into this country, some of whom we don't know what their motivations are, what their intentions are, and now they're able to hold a gun. Thomas, your reaction. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Well, you know, I'm sat here like a fool because I came in legally. I think, you know, I should have swam the river and I'd have got a hotel and a credit card and all these things.
That's right.
But, you know, it is crazy. And if you think about the politics of this, who is supporting this? There aren't that many Democrats out there that are really calling for an open border and calling for giving guns to migrants, you know, these things. But the Biden administration are pursuing it so hard. It's a real question. Why are they chasing this so much? It's not popular with anyone. So we're not quite sure why they're after this so desperately.
Well, we have some idea. We have some idea because when the census is done and the census captures all of the people living in a certain region, if there are more people in Democrat-run sanctuary cities, then they'll get more congressional seats. So the congressional Democrats are actually winning on all of this when it comes to the census. Whether or not these people are going to be allowed in some way, shape, or form to vote is another question. But there's a lot of people who expect that is the reason they're doing this.
It's looking very likely, yeah. I didn't want to believe it, but it's looking very likely.
It sure is. This is a developing story this morning. We are just getting started. We're going to be following this breaking news all morning long, so stay right here.